You got a switch labeled owner, power user, and dev. That's how you pick your level. Owner is a simple starting point. It's where that free check lives, and it's all most people ever need. Power user opens up more control for folks running regular audits, and dev is for the true geeks handling accessibility for a whole company. Now, tools is your toolbox for everything that comes after an audit. That's the key thing to know. Most of what's in here needs results to work on. You run your crawl first, then you come back here to dig in. You can pull up a risk dashboard that ranks what's most likely to get you sued and what to fix first. You can grab formal per-criterion verdicts or a chain of custody forensic log for your records. You can slice your findings state by state. You can set your audits to run on a schedule. You can even ask a built-in AI copilot about what it found. The crawl finds the problems. Tools is where you make sense of them and act. Alright, this whole panel here is called Configure Your Crawl, and it's where you set up a full sweep of your site before anything runs. You give it a starting web address, tell it how many pages to check and how deep to dig, and from there the crawler follows your internal links and runs every page through the full accessibility pipeline. Think of it as the control room. You set the rules once, and it goes and checks the whole place for you. This is where you set your start URL, the web address the crawler begins from. Type in the page you want to kick things off from, and the crawler follows the internal links from there, sticking to your own site only. Think of it as the front door, pointed at your home page, and it'll work its way through from that spot. Max pages is where you tell the crawler how many pages to actually check. It's set to 25 by default, and you can dial it anywhere from 1 to 200. Just remember, every single page runs the full pipeline, so more pages means more work. So if you've got a small site, bump it up and cover everything. If you're just testing the waters, keep it low and go easy. Audit depth is where you set how thoroughly the crawler checks each page. For the power user, the good news is you can leave it right on default subset. That gives you full coverage for just about every case. The actual depth values are managed over on the settings page, so there's nothing to tweak here. Default has you fully covered. Now, show URL filters, include or exclude, stays out of the way until you ask for it. Go ahead and open it up. This is where you tell the crawler which pages to check and which to skip, so you can leave out the parts of your site that aren't public facing, your login pages, your admin area, anything sitting behind a member wall. A visitor never lands on those, and neither would someone hunting for a reason to sue, so there's no need to spend your audit on them. When your site gets big, this is what keeps the crawl aimed at the pages that actually carry your risk, the public ones. Now, there's an option called Remember These Settings, and it's the little time saver I wish every tool had. Turn it on and WCAGcheckr hangs on to your max pages number and your include and exclude filter, so the next time you set up a crawl, it's already filled in the way you like it. No retyping the same stuff over and over. You set it once and it just remembers. Now, there's a setting here called Review Pages Before Auditing, and I turn this on if you like to stay in control. When it's checked, the crawler builds a list of every page it plans to audit and shows it to you first, so you can pull out anything you don't actually want scanned before the real work starts. It's a small pause that saves you from wasting a run on pages you feel safe in skipping. Once you've got your settings the way you want them, the one that gets things moving is Find Pages to Audit. What it does is go out and follow the internal links from your start URL, then hand you back a list of every page it found before it audits a single thing. That's your chance to look over the whole crawl and toss out anything that isn't public facing, so you're never spending a run on pages a visitor would never reach. Now, just this page is your escape hatch. When you don't want the crawler wandering off through your whole site, this runs the full audit on the single page you're on and nothing else. Quick, focus, done. It's there for those times you just fixed one thing and want to check that one thing without waiting on a big crawl. Now here's a little setting worth knowing about. Record this run to the forensic log. When you turn that on, WCAGcheckr keeps a timestamp record of exactly what this crawl checked and what it found. And trust me, if a demand letter ever lands on your desk, having proof that you were actively testing your site, dated and documented, is the kind of thing that makes those problems go away fast. One flip side worth knowing, if you're ever running a check on somebody else's site, you'll want to turn this off. There's no reason to be keeping court-grade forensic records on a site that isn't yours.